Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Boost Podcast. I'm Emma, and today we're discussing something that many adults struggle with but rarely talk about: making new friends. When we were children, making friends seemed so easy and natural, but as adults, it can feel surprisingly difficult.
And I'm James. Hi, Emma. This is a topic that really resonates with me. I moved to a new city a few years ago, and I was shocked by how hard it was to build a new social circle. At school and university, friendships just seemed to happen naturally, but as an adult with a job and responsibilities, finding and making new friends became a real challenge.
You're definitely not alone, James. Research shows that many adults feel it's harder to make friends as they get older. Some studies suggest that people find it increasingly difficult to form new friendships after their mid-20s. This can lead to feelings of loneliness and isolation, which is a growing problem in modern society.
Today we want to explore why making friends becomes harder as we age, where adults can meet potential friends, and how to turn casual acquaintances into real, meaningful friendships. We'll share our own experiences and hopefully give you some practical ideas.
And as always, Olivia will help us with vocabulary at the end that will allow you to talk about friendships and social connections in English.
Hi, everyone. I'm Olivia. Friendship is such an important part of life, and there's wonderful vocabulary in English to describe our social relationships. Let's learn together.
Emma, let's start by discussing why making friends seems so much harder as an adult. What do you think the main reasons are?
I think there are several factors. First, as adults, we simply have less time. When you're working full-time, managing a household, and perhaps raising children, there's not much time left for socializing. We're exhausted at the end of the day, and spending time building new friendships often falls to the bottom of our priority list.
That's so true. When I come home from work, I often just want to relax on the sofa, not go out and meet new people. It takes energy to socialize, and after a long day, that energy isn't always there.
Exactly. Another factor is that we have fewer natural opportunities to meet people. Think about school or university. You were surrounded by people your age with similar interests, seeing them every day. Friendships formed organically through shared experiences. As adults, we don't have those built-in social structures anymore.
Unless you're lucky enough to work in a very social environment. But even then, work friendships can be complicated because of professional boundaries and office politics.
That's a good point. There's also the fact that as adults, we become more set in our ways. We know what we like and don't like, and we may be less open to new people and experiences. Children will play with anyone, but adults often have more specific criteria for who they want to spend time with.
I think there's also a fear of rejection that grows stronger with age. When you're a child, you might ask someone to be your friend without thinking twice, but as an adult, there's this awkwardness around initiating friendships. You don't want to seem desperate or weird.
Absolutely. There's a vulnerability in putting yourself out there and saying, essentially, I'd like to spend more time with you. It can feel like asking someone on a date. What if they say no? What if they think it's strange? These fears can stop us from making the first move.
And with social media, there's sometimes an illusion that we're connected when we're really not. Having hundreds of online friends or followers doesn't necessarily mean having real, deep friendships.
That's such an important point. Online connections can be valuable, but they often don't replace the need for in-person friendships where you spend quality time together and really know each other. So if making friends as an adult is challenging, where can we actually meet potential friends? James, where have you had success meeting new people?
For me, the most successful approach has been joining groups or activities based on my interests. I joined a running club about 2 years ago, and I've made several good friends through that. We have a shared interest that brings us together regularly, and the friendships developed naturally from there.
Hobby groups are fantastic because you already have something in common with everyone there. Whether it's a book club, a hiking group, a photography class, or a sports team, you're meeting people who share your passions. That common ground makes starting conversations so much easier.
What other places have worked for you, Emma?
I've found success through volunteering. When you volunteer for a cause you care about, you meet like-minded people who share your values. There's something about working together for a good cause that creates bonds quickly. I met one of my closest friends while volunteering at a local charity.
That's a great idea. What about taking classes or courses?
Classes are excellent for meeting people. It could be a language class, a cooking course, an art workshop, or even a professional development course. You see the same people week after week, which gives friendships time to develop, and you have a natural conversation topic, whatever you're learning together.
The workplace can also be a source of friendships, despite the complications we mentioned. I've made friends with colleagues who I genuinely enjoy spending time with outside of work.
True, and if your workplace isn't very social, there are other work-related options like professional networking events or industry meetups. These can feel awkward at first, but they're designed for meeting new people, so everyone is in the same boat.
What about apps and websites designed for making friends? I know there are some that work like dating apps, but for friendships,
Yes, apps like Bumble, BFF, or Meetup can be useful. Meetup is particularly good because it's based around group activities and interests. You join groups for things you enjoy, attend events, and meet multiple people at once. It takes some of the pressure off compared to one-on-one friend dates.
I think the key is to put yourself in situations where you'll see the same people repeatedly. One-off encounters rarely lead to friendships. You need regular interaction for relationships to develop.
Once you've met someone you'd like to be friends with, how do you actually build that friendship? This is where many people get stuck.
I think the first step is being willing to make the first move. Someone has to suggest meeting up or exchanging contact details. If you wait for the other person to do it, nothing might happen. It can feel awkward, but most people are actually flattered and happy when someone wants to be their friend.
That's so true. I've learned to just be direct about it. If I enjoy talking to someone, I might say something like, "This has been really fun. Would you like to grab coffee sometime?" It's simple, low pressure, and most people respond positively.
Following up is crucial too. After meeting someone you connect with, reach out within a few days. Send a message saying you enjoyed meeting them and suggest a specific plan. Vague suggestions like, "we should hang out sometime," rarely turn into actual plans.
Being consistent and reliable is essential for building trust in a new friendship. If you make plans, keep them. If you say you'll call, call. People need to know they can count on you. Flaky behavior kills new friendships before they have a chance to develop.
What about moving from casual acquaintance to real friend? That transition can be tricky.
It requires vulnerability and time. Real friendships involve sharing more than just surface-level conversation. As you get to know someone, you gradually open up about your life, your struggles, your hopes. This mutual sharing creates deeper bonds, but it has to happen naturally over time. You can't rush intimacy in friendships.
I found that doing activities together, not just talking, helps friendships grow. Going on a trip together, working on a project, or helping each other through challenges creates shared experiences and memories that strengthen the bond.
And once you have friends, maintaining those friendships requires effort. Life gets busy, and it's easy to let friendships fade. Regular communication, even just checking in with a quick message, keeps the connection alive. Making time to see each other, even when it's not convenient, shows that the friendship is a priority.
Quality matters more than quantity, though. It's better to have a few close friends you really invest in than many superficial friendships that never go deep.
What a meaningful conversation about adult friendships. Now let me explain some key vocabulary. First, friendship. A friendship is a close relationship between people who like each other and enjoy spending time together. We say their friendship has lasted for 20 years, or I value our friendship. We talked about how friendships can be harder to form as adults. Next is acquaintance. An acquaintance is someone you know, but not very well. They're not quite a friend yet. We might say, he's just an acquaintance from work, or I have many acquaintances but few close friends. The challenge is turning acquaintances into real friends. Bond refers to a strong connection or feeling between people. When you bond with someone, you form a close relationship. We say they bonded over their shared love of music, or there's a special bond between them. Shared experiences help create bonds. Socialize means to spend time with other people in a friendly way, often at social events. We say, I don't socialize much during the week, or the party was a chance to socialize with colleagues. Socializing is essential for meeting potential friends. Connection is a relationship or link between people. It can also describe the feeling of understanding someone. We say, I felt an instant connection with her, or we have a real connection. Meaningful connections are what we're looking for in friendships. Finally, genuine means real, honest, and sincere. A genuine friend truly cares about you. We say she's a genuine person or their friendship is genuine. People appreciate genuine behavior when making friends. Those are your friendship vocabulary words. Back to Emma and James.
Thank you, Olivia. These words are perfect for discussing relationships and social life in English.
Let's review friendship, acquaintance, bond, socialize, connection, and genuine. Use these words when talking about your own social life.
We'd love to hear from you. Have you found it harder to make friends as an adult? What strategies have worked for you? Share your experiences in the comments.
And remember, if you're feeling lonely, you're not alone. Many people struggle with this. The important thing is to put yourself out there and be patient. Good friendships take time to develop.
Thank you for watching English Boost Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe.
See you in the next episode. Take care.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Goodbye. Go make some friends.